When we think about some of our favorite games over the years, something that always comes up is a game's glitches. While a lot of games are beloved by their communities for being exactly what they were intended to be, on the other end of it, there are glitches that live in infamy that we will think about forever. Like on Valve's Team Fortress 2, where the map Dust Bowl had a litany of glitches surrounding the engineer, his teleporter, and his turret. Or in Activision's Overwatch, when the new game mode Lucio Ball was added, there was a bug to be anybody but Lucio, which created some really ridiculous moments. But what about a game like Riot's Valorant? A game that has prided itself on having no cheaters, a lot of focus on competitive integrity, and of course, very, very few glitches. I'm urnotjustin, and these are glitches that you can do right now on Valorant. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you glitches that are currently unpatched as of the time of this video. And to make a quick disclaimer for you guys, depending on when you see this video, the glitches may be patched. However, if they're not, do not use these in any public games. And I would only recommend using them in private games with your friends. Otherwise, you risk getting banned or ruining somebody else's game. But let's move forward with the video. We're going to start off today with a barrier glitch where you can go through walls on Icebox.
It should still work.
Oh, it sure does.
Oh yeah, your head is in the ceiling. Okay. Can I see anything up top?
To do this glitch, you will need two different people. You and a friend. Have your friend push you up on top of the box as Phoenix when you have an ultimate. And when you're on top of the box, do your ultimate and wait for the time to run out. During this time, you could plant the spike up top, which would give you an unfair and cheating advantage, which I will show you. But once the time runs out, you'll be stuck between the first floor and the second floor of B site on Icebox. Oh my god. Okay,
that's insane.
Yeah, that's really, like, insane. That's actually super busted because that was really easy to do. You're about to pull a Houdini.
Vanish into the walls. I'm living in your walls right now.
Kill
You,
me.
like, look down too far. It takes you to the shadow realm.
Kill me. Yeah, it's funny. I can see your gun. Like, you could just...
Yeah, the very tip of it peeks out.
In terms of exploits and how bad this is for the competitive integrity of Valorant, I would say that this is actually really bad. If the spike were to be planted up top, there would be a scenario where somebody could be coming from the top side to defuse the spike, not check the bottom, and then get killed in the process of trying to defuse. And any possibility of having any unfair advantage is a compromise to competitive integrity. But on the other hand though, your body does just stick out of the bottom, leaving you wide open to be fragged. Oh my god. Let's move on. In this next portion of the video, I'm going to be focusing heavily on something that you could consider a lineup. But these are glitch lineups that you can do with Sova and a few other characters. And the first part of our glitch lineups that I'm going to be showing you is this one on Defender's side of Spawn on Ascent. And I'd like to say that a lot of these are incredibly complicated to do, and I followed several guides from forums and a few videos to do these. While standing where I'm standing, you want to line your sight up in this very specific spot right here, which I will slow motion for you. And what makes this glitch work is the bounce mechanic for Sova's arrows. So you're going to need 2 bounces for this to be pushed through the wall.
Revealing area.
Again, this is pretty hard to do. And furthermore, in regards to the competitive integrity from this glitch in particular, you could ask the question why you wouldn't just shoot an arrow over the building. So this doesn't really do a whole lot for you, aside from giving you a straight shot to maybe shoot a shock dart through, which this does work with. And moving forward, I'm going to show you guys a few other agents' abilities that work with this same spot. But let's take one more look.
Scanning ahead.
Up next. I tried this glitch with several other characters in the hopes of finding out something new, and just trying to figure out the properties of how this actually works and seeing if anything else could literally pass through. And the results were pretty interesting. I found that some stuff can actually pass through, but what makes Sova's actually work is the bouncing mechanic. So as of right now, it's pretty inconclusive if other stuff actually works and can get all the way through. On the screen right now, you can see that I'm trying with Sage, and I was only able to get her slow orb to go through once, and when it went through, it just went straight through the floor. And next what I tried was with Raze to see if I could get the explosion to go through and maybe pass through the wall to do some damage. And it actually does go through, but the results are just not good enough to do this. What I intended to happen was for the explosion radius to be big enough to actually hurt you through the wall, but it doesn't go far enough through the wall for that to be a thing. Next up, I tried doing this with Sky. The properties of Sky's bird don't allow this to even get close to passing through. The bird is just too awkward to go through in an already finicky glitch. After that didn't work out, I tried it with Viper, hoping that maybe I could get a molly across the map, but with the same results. I wasn't quite able to get it to pass through. And while I wouldn't say that this doesn't work at all with Viper, I would just say that I personally wasn't able to get it to work. And as this video goes on, you'll see some other spots that you can shoot through walls with Viper's molly. But let's move forward. To my own surprise, I was able to get this to work with KO and his molly and his flashes. The purpose that this serves doesn't really have one. It goes through, but that's just about it. And before we move on to the next glitch, I would just like to say that this one in particular probably isn't that bad for competitive integrity. Should it still be fixed? Yes. Will it be fixed? Absolutely. But throwing whatever you're throwing over the building would be a whole lot easier than going straight through it.
Revealing area. Scanning ahead.
This next glitch that I'm going to show you is one of the most egregious ones that you're going to be seeing on this list. Yet again, Sova can shoot through an entire wall, and this I feel is the worst out of all the ones that you're going to see, simply because in a lot of scenarios, you'll be really safe in this spot here with the gate closed. And while you could argue that you could shoot to sight from any part of the map just by shooting upwards into the sky if you know how to do it correctly, by doing this glitch, you can shoot whatever arrow you want safely without having to worry about getting shot from out in the open. And this does work with both Sova's recon arrow and his shock dart. And you can make both reach either sight or the gate itself.
Shock dart.
Next up, in this exact same spot, you can quite literally just shoot all the way through this corner here. And while this glitch is finicky, I found some success with just shooting it without any bounces whatsoever. It just went straight through entirely.
Scanning ahead. Shock dart.
I'm not a Sova main, and I'm not entirely versed in how to make Sova's arrows go exactly where and how you want them to go. But just with a limited knowledge, I was able to get this to pass all the way through, and I feel that with a little bit of practice and knowing how to play Sova, that you could totally utilize this glitch to compromise competitive integrity really greatly. Being entirely safe in this spot and being able to figure out how to get a recon arrow and a shock dart through this onto sight is extraordinarily powerful, and I think needs to be patched immediately. And I cannot stress this enough that you should not do this in a live game or you will be banned. But let's move on to our next molly spot.
Scanning ahead.
This next spot is also incredibly powerful and really, really exploitive. In the exact spot that you just saw me walk up to on the screen, you simply line your sight up to where I'm showing here, and then with very little charge and a few bounces, shoot whatever arrow you want, and it will go all the way through to this exact spot. And as you saw there, yet again, something that makes this spot completely egregious is that you can do this with other characters and damage somebody essentially through the wall, which is especially bad when you can't really throw anything directly to this spot that you're throwing through the wall. But yet again, while this is a super powerful exploit that will and should be patched, it's pretty complicated to do. There is a very small sweet spot that you can throw anything through. And moving forward, we're going to be seeing some other agents' abilities going all the way through to the other side. As you can see here, Viper, one of the most powerful mollies in the entire game, was able to pass through this wall and get to spawn side. That's completely busted. This stuff is all super complicated, but I did try with other characters.
Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
I didn't have much success with any of the other characters, but I do believe that characters like Killjoy, KO, and maybe even Phoenix can get stuff to go through the way that Viper did. I wasn't able to get it to work, but I do believe nonetheless that it could happen if somebody were able to figure it out and know exactly what they're doing. But moving on to our last little portion of the video, here are some honorable mentions. I will link a specific video in the description that I got a lot of these ideas from, because I certainly didn't find these without looking it up. But in one of the videos that I saw, there was a lot of Yoru glitches involving a Sage Ice Wall and Yoru's teleport ability. I'm entirely unsure if they still work or not. I wasn't able to get any of them to work except for this one moment that you're getting ready to see here.
Time to jump.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, I got the map! Really powerful glitch, huh? I teleported through the floor and died. In the videos that I did reference, I saw quite a few of these Yoru glitches involving his teleport, and I saw a lot of talk about it on several forums about Valorant glitches. And I kind of believe that these are patched, but part of me believes that maybe it's not patched if I was able to get through the floor that one time. But that's all I was able to actually do. And lastly, the last glitch that you could do right now in Valorant is just drop your FPS to 1 frame per second.
What just happened? My game's at like 2 FPS. What's happening? What was
Oh
that?
my god. We died with auto respawn with the bomb.
Oh.
We just died like literally like 90 times in like a millisecond, like for 10 seconds straight. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Anything Valorant related is exciting to me because Valorant is my favorite game. And at all times, I'm trying to learn new and fun things about the game. So let me know what you thought about this. Like the video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and click the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video ever. As always, I'm Justin, and you're not. I'll see you in the next one. Love ya.